Question, have you guys ever wondered how Godspeed's able to make a simple design exactly like this and charge anywhere between $200, $300 US? Same. I've been wondering the same question this whole week. Anyway, in today's video, I'm going to show you guys exactly how to design a brand similar to Godspeed using none other than today's sponsor, which is Kittle. I'm going to walk you guys through the whole process to help you launch your next six-figure clothing brand. We're going to be using things like the smart boards and custom text to separate ourselves from the rest and to get that Godspeed look. Now, the brand language of Godspeed is extremely simple and very easy to replicate because essentially they're just using AI. And I'm going to show you guys how you can use AI to your advantage. Let's go ahead and get locked in. The first thing we want to do is create a new project. Now, once you're here on this page, your artboard, I'm going to go ahead and click the t-shirt template, which is 4,200 by 4,800. And I'm going to go ahead and press create. Now, the first thing we want to do is gather our images and then follow on by designing our text. I'm going to go ahead and use Kittle AI. And for the actual generation for images, I'm going to use Flux 1.1 Pro Ultra. Now, for my actual input, I'm going to do Gene Simmons, illustration, magazine scan, Y2K, airbrush, 2001, isolated on black background. Now let's go ahead and just go into our save styles. And I'm going to put the image style as Ultra HD, and I'm going to go ahead and press generate. Now this should take about 30 seconds to a minute. I like this one here, but with the design language that I want, I'm going to go ahead and just generate a few more just until I get the right image. Now, after a few generations, I think I'm settling on this one right here because it just fits the design look that we want. And again, using the references Godspeed that they use, they often generate large, big images, which they then cut out. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that later on in the video. But firstly, let's go ahead and create a new artboard. Just right click and add new artboard. Now within this new artboard, we're going to go ahead and go into text and add in our text. Godspeed is the brand name, but you can add any brand name that you want. Now what I want is some graffiti style font, something like this. I'm going to right click and I'm going to go ahead and outline our text. And I'm just going to go ahead and warp some of the letters just to make some custom font. Now, if you hold shift, you can warp your actual letter that you selected. Now I'm just going through letter by letter and warping it how I see fit, moving it around. Something like this is perfect. Let me just warp it a bit. Bam. So what exactly are you doing? It's the middle of 2025 and you said you were going to start your brand. With Kittle, I think you can start your brand today. No more putting off, no more waiting for the expensive gear. You have a phone, you have an iPad, you have a laptop, and you have an internet connection. And with those, you can make any design using Kittle. Make sure to click the link in the description. I highly recommend the Pro plan as that's what I've been using for so long. I recently just went up to expert because your boy's an expert now. And if you guys want to see more Kittle videos, showing them that you guys are actually watching these and interacting with them is the best way possible. Check out Kittle today and let's go ahead and get locked back into the video. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this little arrow here and it's going to create a smart board for me. Now in this smart board, I'm going to go ahead and say convert logo to Chrome and make sure I have transparent background selected and press generate. Now, the smart boards are in beta and they take a bit of time, but as soon as Kittle gets this down pat, I'm more than confident that this is going to speed up. But the time that it takes is usually about a minute and 30 seconds, which isn't too bad, honestly. And there we go. This is our generation for our text. And as you can see, it is basically perfect. It went ahead and changed this font a bit and made this D different. But what we have is a Chrome 3D text that resembles our actual font slash brand name that we wanted. Now for me, I'm going to go ahead and convert this into a image and I'm going to go ahead and drag it onto our main design slash board. And for this board, I'm going to go ahead and make this a bit larger. Now, once you are here, you want to go ahead and just upscale your image. Once it's still an image, so just upscale it. And that's just going to bring up the size and make the resolution just a tad bit better. There we go. Now that's looking a lot better. I'm going to right click and I'm going to crop just so we can have this just selected on our font. Press done. Now next, I'm going to go ahead and go into our illustrations and I'm going to go into what we call shapes. And from here, I'm going to go into our masks. Now within our mask, I'm going to go ahead and select this one right here. And I'm just going to go ahead and hold shift and warp it. What I want to do is I want to bring this to the front and I want to see if I can just drag this into this mask that we've created. And essentially what we've done is we've created a cutout. Similar to how Godspeed has their designs here, they often leave a large generated image, which they then place on multiple items. This allows them to maximize their print, also having a maximum design on the front. What we call this is extra large print, and it's often quite expensive, especially if you're doing something like screen, but I'm assuming this is done via DTG because it's a lot cheaper and it's just printing an image directly to a t-shirt. Next, I'm going to go ahead and bring this to the front, and I'm going to go ahead and make a duplicate of it. Now with this duplicate, I'm going to go ahead and vectorize it as one color. Now often as you do this, the vectorization gets done via the dominant color, which is often shadows. So you can see here, it printed our shadows. Now I actually really like how that's looking, but what I really wanted to do is I wanted to put this new generation at the back. But first, let's add a bit of border to it, and then let's right click and send it to the back. Let's just change these colors, and I'm going to use a eyedropper tool or dropper tool to just select the lip color. And once that's selected, we can go ahead and just change the color of the border as well to match. And I'm just going to drop this all the way to the back, so the main image. So our font is sitting at the front. There we go. Something like this is what we really want. Now I want it to look a bit like an offset, so I'm trying not to center it completely. I'm gonna drop down this border weight just a bit because it's a bit too thick for what I want. Around there is perfect. Now I want to keep some consistency, so we have a lot of grunge cutouts on here. So I want to apply that to the drop shadow of our font. And the way we do that is we head over to abstract within our shape still, and we go for splatters. I'm going to go ahead and add this splatter in, and I'm going to change the color before I send it to the back. Perfect. I'm going to use this one right here. I'm going to send this one to the back as well. Change this color. There we go. I really want to sell this effect, and I really want to add a bit more to these edges. And I think I'm going to do it the same way we did with the font. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to go into abstract again. Now within abstract, we're going to go into splatters once more, and we're just going to find some more splatters right here. And we can just change this color, parts of the red, holding shift to warp. There we go. And then we're going to select all those, this one, this one, this one, and this one. I'm going to right click and we're going to send it to back. There we go. Lovely. Next, I'm going to go ahead and right click and add in a new artboard. And this is going to be for our logo. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a T onto this artboard, or G, sorry, not a T. Let's make this larger. I'm going to use this font right here because I like how it looks like black letter, similar to Godspeed's actual logo, but a bit different. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the exact same steps we did for this one. So I'm going to use the smartboard, make logo chrome, transparent, generate. Perfect. So it came up with this one, and I'm going to go ahead and just convert it into an image. I'm going to duplicate this one right here just by holding Alt/Option and dragging. I'm going to bring our image onto here, right click. I'm going to create an outline out of this text. I'm going to change the color. I'm going to add our actual font. I'm going to go back into illustrations, shapes/abstract, splatter, grab a splatter, change the color of the splatter, right click, send it to back, something like this. I love how that's looking. Now for mockups, I'm going to go ahead and grab the t-shirt and the back design, and I'm going to go ahead and go to the downloads, and I'm going to go ahead and remove background and optimize quality. And then I'm just going to go ahead and download those two together. The reason why I'm doing this is just so it's easier to upload it and place it as a mockup rather than make this all grouped and then have it as a mockup. It's just very long, and it's a lot easier to do it this way anyway. First thing I want to do is add in a new artboard, and then I'm going to go ahead and go to my uploads. And in my uploads, if you guys didn't know, and if you guys don't follow me on Kittle, I have a few mockups on there that you guys can use for your own clothing brand. I'm going to go ahead and upload those two. So open, and you can see up here doing its thing. There we go. Now uploads are in. I'm going to grab our mockups. Again, if you don't follow me, go follow me at Designedbywil on Kittle, and this should be on my public. These should be on my public profile. I might grab this one here, and then this one here. Lovely. Let's bring this to the front, which is our back design. Scale it, put it back here, and then for this one, let's bring it to the front as well. Scale it. Let's try not to warp it. Scale it around here. Let's group that. Go into layers. We're going to go ahead and right click, and we're going to go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and find our actual design in our layers. So around here, right click, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go and crop this. That's gonna be crop. We're gonna have to find right click, crop, and let's crop it here. And then let's go ahead and press done. So now what I want to do is I want to make a quick blend mode just to change the color so you can see some of the highlights and shadows, and you can put this mock-up on your website. Color burn, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's color burn. So saying it's a color burn, it really affects the whites, which is what we want. We don't want to affect any of the blacks, and it looks like this. Now, traditionally, if you are printing DTG, it doesn't have any effect on it. So it literally prints as a normal like this to get as good quality as possible. You do see some fading when using DTG, but that's just the texture of the shirt rather than anything. So just dropping your opacity down to around 82% gives you a good representation of what your mockup is going to be like. And I'll just repeat this on this one as well. So that's setting it to 90%, or you can go ahead and scroll all the way down and put it to color burn if you really wanted to. Not gonna do that for this. I'm just gonna keep it here. So the last thing I'll do is just change the artboard color. It's like a red, just to emphasize the mock-up and the design. I did miss one step, and it's a crucial step, and that's just textures. Like, I'm looking at the design, I'm like, oh, it's looking a bit flat. I'm missing something, and it's textures. But going back to the reference of Godspeed, I can see that they don't use textures at all either. It's essentially just an AI generated image, cut out, custom font on top, and then that's going straight to print, which is crazy that they've been able to market this all the way up to a multiple six-figure business, because selling a t-shirt for $265, even if you're selling 10 t-shirts every single month, that's a hefty profit. Quickly, I'm just gonna go into my artboard for our actual t-shirts. I'm gonna go into textures real quick. Paper textures, because select this one right here. They instantly set it to color burn, which I really like. I often keep mine /textures, all my textures on multiply, because it just sits the best for me personally. And yeah, I think that's what was missing, the texture. I really like how that texture brings everything together. And textures often within design are the bridging piece between a okay design and a perfect design. Now, overall, what would I even rate this design, including the fact that I missed the textures? I think I give these designs a solid 5 out of 10 on a complexity scale. And in terms of how they look, I'll give them a solid 8/9 out of 10. I'm always a fun person of heavy designs. I don't like the simple stuff because I am a maximalist. As you can see, my office is just filled with all types of crazy bold art, and that's what I enjoy. And Godspeed have kind of just captured that market that I think Hellstar did start with the very heavy print graphics, but they've just made it a lot more simple for themselves, essentially churning out hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars every single month with a simple design process. And I'm showing you guys exactly how to do that. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you're watching this, it's probably my birthday. I am officially 23 years old, which is kind of crazy. And I'm getting old, man. Anyway, I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for rocking with me. Peace.